Hello, I'm Eric Reese, and we're here today to do some Tai Chi Chuan, a Chinese system of exercise, meditation, and self-defense. And I thought today we'd start seated and do some things from the chair. And I also want to inform you that even though we're sitting for some of today's class, only work at your level, avoid exceeding 70%, stay safe. It's very important. Really, for Qigong and Tai Chi to work, we need to relax and calm the mind. So if we overexert, the mind gets anxious, and that's to be avoided. Okay, so what we're going to do first is just a gentle exercise for the neck. Now, today's class will really appeal to people who are still working but from home, seated in chairs, doing a lot of Zoom meetings and things like that. You know, sometimes you don't even need to get up to exercise and stretch, and other times you could do the same things while you're standing. So, your choice. This is looking left and right. So without moving my shoulders, I'm going to turn and look to the left, and turn and look to the right. And that's your right. Looking to your left and checking the shoulders that they're down and relaxed. So notice if you have the shoulders like this. Release and relax. Notice all the things you're seeing as you turn your head. Take in everything, but avoid being emotionally attached to anything. And let's think about the breathing. You can put your hands on your belly, and when you feel your hands moving, then you know you're doing abdominal breathing, also called diaphragmatic breathing. So when I expand the belly, the diaphragm is pushed up onto the lower part of the lungs, and this gets air into the part of the lungs that usually don't get too much, the lower part of the lungs. So diaphragmatic breathing moves the diaphragm up and down and gets air into that part of the lungs that usually don't get it. Very important breathing. So make sure you can get your hands moving, even if you need to push your belly out manually. And then as you exhale, it relaxes and the hands go in. All the breathing is done through the nostrils. Unless you're stuffy, you can't do it, then you can exhale through the mouth if you need to. All right, good. And let's loosen those tight shoulders like we're shrugging off tension, making a circle. Let your arms hang down at the side. And we'll just do 5 because you can remember how to do this on your own. We'll go the other way. Do at least 9 or 10. Okay, very good. And now we're going to go through the 8 pieces of brocade exercises from a seated position. So I had a friend use my DVD on the 8 pieces, and he was rehabbing from injury. He did the whole thing sitting down, and he recovered much quicker, his doctor said. And the video definitely helped him. So just follow along. We're doing basically the same things, but we're seated. Now look at the seating position for a minute. We're not leaning into the back of the chair. We're sitting on the edge of our seat like we're watching a really good horror movie. And the sit bones, the bony part of the butt, you can feel it putting pressure on the chair, but there's no pressure on the back of the legs over here. We have the feet flat on the floor, 90 degrees, 90 degree, and 90 degree at the ankle, sitting up straight, And be aware of your neck and head, not like this. People get into this terrible habit, and part of that is from looking at screens a lot, right? You know, these things will distort our structure and cause problem later on. So we want to practice good posture. Remember when you were growing up, somebody might have said, stand up straight or sit up straight. Well, they really knew what they were talking about. So the first one is 2 hands reach for the heavens or reach for the sky. Push up, reach out and stretch out toward the walls, and then down. Push up, lengthen the spine, reach out and stretch, and down. And bring the hands back toward each other in front of your body. Push up, reach out and stretch, and relax. And that's the first one. So I'm only going to go through each one a limited amount of times. And once the video is on YouTube, you can find my channel, Tai Chi Chuan-ism, ISM at the end, Tai Chi Chuan-ism. You can run the video forward and backward or just review and see it a few more times if you need to. The second of the 8 pieces of brocade is drawing the bow. Done much the same way as we do standing up. Now we want to get this forearm parallel to the ground. That's a little bit hard to feel. So maybe you have a mirror in front of you a few times, and then you can see if you're really doing it this way or this way, but you think you're doing it this way. So practice, get the movement correct. Then the medicine is stronger. Cross the hands and look at the fingertip. Follow it back and then look far away. So if I look far enough, I can see each one of you sitting at home watching me. Oh, that's scary and also not true. So I won't look that far. Looking at the fingertip and bringing it back and relax. Number 3 is pushing heaven and earth. Now this one strengthens the spleen and the stomach. Here I'm going to put the hands in a different place. How about down here where they can go a little lower than my legs? I'll make a circle and put that hand down and up. Movements can be modified if you have a condition that you're mending. So remember, we don't have bad knees, we don't have bad shoulders. We have things that are healing and on the mend if we take care of them, or they're hurting and getting worse when we don't. So never give yourself negative self-talk like that, because the body listens to our words and our thoughts. So maybe if I have a knee injury, my knee is on the mend. My knee is healing. And that's all good. And relax. Now the third one, we kind of did it already, but we're going to stretch a little farther, looking backwards. And we're also going to stretch the eyeballs in the head. So turn and look over your shoulders, stretching the eyes. Relax the eyes and turn, looking backwards. And this can heal and prevent headaches, including migraines. Recently, a friend of mine was hospitalized, showing symptoms of a stroke. It turned out it was a complex migraine that was untreated, and it mimicked some of the symptoms of stroke. So, migraines are very serious, and this can actually heal them. Stretching those muscles in the eyes. Okay, good. Number 5. This one, I'm going to put my thumbs on the outside and my hands are beyond the knees here, not on the kneecaps. I'm going to make a circle like this And I can use my arms to push myself up and go down. This is one way to do this one. It's called swaying the head and shaking the tail. Exhale down, circling at the waist. Inhale up, and I can use my arms. It's kind of like a push-up. I push up with my arms, strengthening the wrists and the arms. Also strengthening the knees. And helping the low back. And then we go the other way. Making a circle. Leaning a little bit and push up. You can even pause momentarily at the top if you wish. And make sure you're not getting any high blood pressure or situation. If you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, monitor yourself while you're doing this, and you may not even want to go that low. One more. Swaying the head and shaking the tail. That one helps temper the heart fire, they call in Chinese medicine. Too much heart fire, it means our emotions are too fiery, they're too hot. So we might get mad, but if we have too much heart fire, we get too mad, we get very mad. Then it hurts us. Or we get other emotions that are extreme. So better to pull back and tame the heart fire so we're not so fiery, because it just hurts us. Okay, number 6 is going forward. We're just going to go at about a 45-degree angle, push the palms toward the ground in front of us, and then come up. This is a kidney exercise. So if you have no back issues like the lower back, you want to feel the stretch in the low back and the kidney area. Keep your attention on the kidneys, and that leads the chi there, and then come up. So do it gently if you have low back issues. Keep the mind on the kidneys. Gently stretch. So this will strengthen the lower back over time. And also the kidneys are the governors of energy in the body. So if you're complaining about fatigue and low energy, this can fix it. We're just getting more chi packed into the kidneys like they're rechargeable batteries for energy. Okay, very good. Number 7, punching with angry gaze. This heals the liver. So too much anger hurts the liver. Every emotion is connected with an organ. So anger hurts the liver. Punch with the left hand. Squeeze the fist. Tighten everything and gaze as if you're looking at an enemy with anger. And then relax. So you're getting the anger out of the body. Squeeze, clench, and relax. Exhale, punch, and relax. And another benefit on this one is it will make your fist stronger, so if you have to hit somebody, it will mean something to them. They'll feel it. Punching with angry gaze. Now, if you're doing this as a routine, you could just do 1 or 2 of them during your workday. Sometimes do all 8. You can also vary it and do punch to your left, like somebody's over there, and punch to your right. So we want to clench everything when we do this. In one of our past programs, I taught this entire set of 8 standing. So maybe you can find that one from the descriptions on YouTube, and you can review that if you wish to learn the standing version. Mostly it's the same as sitting, except the stances are different. Number 8. So we're going to flex the hands back at the wrists, and we're going to lift the toes and stretch the foot a little bit, gently up and down. And it's called lifting the heels. lifting or raising the heels. And relax. So that's all 8 exercises, collectively referred to as the 8 pieces of brocade. So a brocade is a tapestry typically woven with golden thread. So in other words, it's saying that these 8 exercises have a lot of value, like gold or a beautiful brocade, a tapestry woven with golden thread. So this is a health maintenance system practiced all over the world. It's the most common sort of Qigong exercise practiced all over the world. There, of course, are many variations on it, but they are basically similar. And it will prevent and heal illness and injury. And it's an amazing set of exercises. It becomes more profound over the years that we practice. Now, I want to get into some other healing. So Tai Chi, remember, is a form of Qigong. Qigong is an umbrella term. There's over 10,000 styles of Qigong. And those are the ones they actually set down to writing, so we know about them. There were many, many more that were never recorded. Over 10,000 styles of Qigong, and Tai Chi is one style. And when you learn Tai Chi, you find out there are many styles of Tai Chi as well. So what I want to focus on today is something I think we can all benefit from anytime, especially now. We should be aware by now, we are all dealing with a very high level of stress. Okay, very high level of stress. You have no further to look than the way people are driving on the road. And you know, people are stressed out. They're angry. They're raging. Against who? You. What did I do? Right? Okay. So, you know, when I was driving over here, an ambulance was entering the highway, and nobody was stopping or pulling over. Like, have we forgotten the rules of the road that we learned when we learned how to drive? So I pulled over and had my signal on and was going to let the ambulance go by, and somebody behind me almost plowed right into me, saw me at the last minute, veered to the right, and almost hit the ambulance. Like, what's wrong with this picture? Okay, we're supposed to yield to emergency vehicles and police. Sirens, lights, they're there for a reason. Get out of the way. Okay, and don't cause more accidents while you're doing it. All right, so we're all dealing with stress, that's the point. Now, Medical Qigong. Medical Qigong, even more focused on health. So I want to give you some insights into both Tai Chi and Qigong. When we add mind intention, when we add other elements like awareness, if I just make a circle like this, but I have no awareness how I can use it, it's a nice little exercise. It might loosen my shoulder joints, but that's about it. Okay, so we're going to work on that circle with some Qigong awareness. Where is stress? Well, it's here. It's between the ears. It's in our mind, our brain. Our mind influences every function, nerve, and cell of our body. So one person said, you become what you think about most of the time. So what are you thinking about most of the time? That's what you're making yourself into. So it's very important to learn how to control our thoughts. Now that's harder than doing exercise with our body. Most of us feel out of control a lot of the times. How do we learn to control our thoughts? Practice. That's how. So the awareness of why it's important and the practice of doing it and getting better at it. Now this circle, we're going to look at energy. When my hand is down, it's near the earth. I could say I'm gathering earth energy just by having my hand down here. But I circle up. Notice I'm turning my body a little so the big stretch isn't in my shoulder. I'm turning. And as my hand comes up, now it's closer to the sky, relating to sky energy or heaven energy. So earth energy, I could bring it into my body. Sky energy, heaven energy, I bring it into my body. But where do I get rid of the stress? From my head. So imagine I'm gathering a cloud of something I don't want or no longer need. I no longer have a use for this stress. It doesn't serve me, it makes me sick, it grows new disease. Let's get rid of it now. Gather a cloud of stress from the head and then gently send it away. Now you're not going to force it out because again, we're adding more tension and anxiety when we use force. We're going to relax and gently guide it away as we exhale. We can inhale, gathering earth energy and sky energy, and bring those healing energies into the brain, and then we're going to gently guide out what we don't want or no longer need, which is stress, excessive stress, which only makes us sick. And breathing, relaxing the mind, and just let it go, and send it out. So look in the distance. Even better, if you're outside, you can send it toward some nature like trees, and you're getting better air and maybe some sunshine, and you make your circles very relaxed and using Qigong to rid yourself of mental stress. One master I studied with said, all cancer. He didn't say 80% and he didn't say 90%. He said emphatically, all cancer is caused by mental stress and strain. Now, before you dismiss it, a few years ago, a very eminent doctor made the statement, 85% of all cancer is caused by mental stress. So, if he could go out on a limb and say that in front of his peers, well, either one could be true, couldn't it? So it's so important to alleviate stress and learn how. Gather energy that's healing, so you're sending something negative out, but you're also bringing something positive in, and then send the stress out. And let it sail out with your exhale as if there's a little nostril right here, and it just goes away. And now you can't just expect it to work one time. Spend a few minutes after your warm-ups, practice the circle. And it's so simple. You know, a lot of us say it's so simple it can't work. I would like to replace this with, it's so simple it must work. And this was traditional medicine, how to heal yourself and stay healthy. It's a positive thought. Okay, so you get the idea. You can practice your circles. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stand up, so make sure I'm still in the frame, and I'll show you how this applies to the Tai Chi we've been learning. And there's a number of moves in Tai Chi where we make a circle like that. So now, every time we do the move from Tai Chi, we can add this element of Medical Qigong, our mind intention, allowing stress to leave the brain and become more calm and peaceful. So brush knee. I have my left foot forward. Okay, in this case, your right foot's forward. I make that circle when I do brush knee. There's gathering energy from the earth. There's gathering energy from the sky. And taking the stress and sending it away. Okay, now, if you have any problem of the head, any problem, maybe your eyes, you have glaucoma, cataracts, maybe sinuses, I have allergies, or I have other issue, or maybe mouth or ears, all in the head. You could take that energy, oh, I have an ache in my head. I send it out. Now I'm going back and forth. Now I'm doing Tai Chi practice, as Medical Qigong. Brush knee. Of course, when we do Tai Chi form, we're taking steps while we do it, but I'm just showing you how to break it down and do one little bit at a time so you get used to visualizations and mind intention while you're practicing. It's not so easy. We're actually multitasking. So I'm going to turn around, and now your left foot is forward. Earth energy, sky energy, or heaven energy. And now, just like I'm pushing out a cloud of stress. And gang, I'm going to tell you, I've been doing Tai Chi Chuan for quite a while. This stuff works. So usually I won't share something unless I've tried it myself and I know it works. And I've had the privilege of studying with very many high-level masters. I trust their knowledge implicitly, but I always test it myself. And the things I share publicly are things I've tested myself. They come from high-level teachers, masters. So you must do it yourself, experience the benefits, and be diligent. So we're not going to expect miracles in a week or 2 weeks. We create what we call a practice. And it's called a practice because we practice. We do it. Like a 1-a-day vitamin. Okay? So you take one every day. This is your practice. You take it every day. Cumulative effect. You know, getting your system built up. Okay, so that gives us some insight now on all of our Qigong and all of our Tai Chi moves, that every movement has medicine, and if we add a visual to it, when we can figure it out, we can cure ourselves or heal ourselves of many ailments, and of course, we're always preventing things from happening. So, if I haven't blown your mind, be sure to absorb the idea of the lesson that the mind is the most powerful organ in the body. In fact, martial artists say the most important training is for your brain, your mind. You know, I know people now, they're going to get gun permits, but if you don't have a clear head, a gun in your hand is almost worthless. You're too scared, right? Or shocked. You know, a lot of times we watch violence as if we're watching a movie. It's happening to someone else. Well, that can occur even when it's happening to us, and we're a little too slow to act. So the mind is your most powerful weapon that we train in martial arts. Likewise, your mind is the most powerful weapon against sickness that we also train in the martial arts. So, in the beginning, most of our training is physical because we need to have a healthy body to support the training that's required for a stronger mind. But later, when we're more advanced, 90% of martial arts is all about the mind, only 10% about the physical body. So I'm giving you a little jump start on how we might start to do that. Okay, we'll do one move, exercise. We'll do a move called Fair Lady Works the Shuttles as an exercise, and I'm going to show you how we can apply this mind training and pushing the stress out of our mind with another posture. So I have my arms up, I'm protecting my head from a blow and attacking with the palm, but notice it's like a push. It's like brush knee, isn't it? I push. Now here, I'm going to think of this hand that's up, collecting heaven energy. Now I'm going to think of bringing that energy into my head, and then a little bit lower, holding as if I'm holding a ball. And I push that energy out. Now I bring the heaven energy into the head and bring it into the shape of holding a ball, and I push that stress or whatever energy I want to get rid of, I push it away. Now, the teacher that enlightened me about this practice did it without any words. But when I watched him do this posture, I realized what he was doing. Healing all the time with his Tai Chi. It's very beautiful to watch him. He's so peaceful. And send the energy out. And so peaceful, bringing healing into the head and sending what can become a destructive force out of the head. Just like that. And relaxed. I appreciate you being with me today, and I hope I didn't lose any of you, or, again, this is traditional medicine. I always have a problem when I hear people say New Age, and they're really talking about old age. People hear about these kind of things and they say, oh, that's New Age medicine. No, this is the real medicine before. If you think about our country, it's only about 200 years old. So our modern medicine, which is New Age medicine, is only a few hundred years old. That's the New Age medicine. This is the traditional medicine. And if it didn't work, none of us would have made it this far. Okay? The species would have died off long ago, before hospitals, before hypodermics, before drugs, before surgery, and before doctors. Think about it. Okay, find that inner cave person, and you'll realize that it's true. We'll close up. And bow to the space that you're practicing it in, out of respect. And step back with your right foot first, then the left, and we clap.